happier place to be.
Maple syrup is the best. It's so good. Just be present with me and love me. Wow. 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 When they start doing this weird.
I don't think I've heard this whole thing.
It's pretty good.
Hey, Grimericans, that's the way you do it.
Uh-oh.
Listen to Grimerica on the World Wide Web. Hey,
I
Grimericans,
just lost
that's
it. I lost
the
it.
way
Can you hear
you
me?
do it.
I can hear you.
To Grimerica on the World Wide Web. Hey, Grimericans,
Well, that's what happens.
the way you do
Gone.
it. One in for something good. Vibes for free.
Because without support, it all comes to a grinding halt. So keep lubing the system with your support dollars. Grimerica.ca/support.
Touch it and feel it. Let meditate with it on mushrooms. Like do a whole spiritual thing with it. See what happens.
We could
Check. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It smells. You can't. It smells. It's a no. Your energy body's always with you. It's around me. It's my aura that's around me now. It's interloping and overlapping with your aura.
keep your fucking energy beings off of it. Alright? You're making it weird.
Okay, whatever. Just be present with me and love me.
Just keep your energy body off my energy body and we'll be fine. There's no overlapping.
Interloping.
There's no interlope.
I might have used the wrong word there.
Long day in the studio.
Yep, long day.
Be nice to Graham. He's sensitive.
That's the one that got read to me when somebody found the poll.
I'm more sensitive than I let on.
Most people are.
Graham lets on a lot, so that's why we know there's a lot under this, a lot of iceberg underneath.
A lot of steam puff.
A lot of steam puff and ice
stuff.
stuff.
Okay, that's fine. That's our only rule in Grimerica.
There's more rules than that, and I make them up as I go, so get used to it.
Oh, look at that. It's disgusting. It's a half of a skull. And it smells. It's all dirty.
I don't think you need all this technology. If it's consciousness, then maybe, I can go to wherever I need to go in a fucking trash can if I can get my head straight.
They changed their whole meow and they started doing this weird hello.
Take it easy. It's not quite like that.
They say hello.
Hello. There's a jingle. There's a jingle waiting to happen. Unique snowflake. It's all triangles. One day we'll be selling muffin cookbooks for $150 a piece on some separate entity so that we can get paid for Grimerica, and that'll be like a thing. Head to susiesmuffins.com and buy a book if you want to support the show.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the Grimerica Show. Here doing the 10-year anniversary special. We're coming at you live for the first time in a long time. So this time we're just gonna hang out, maybe read some comments and see how it goes. So Graham,
I'm back.
You're coming in super hot, but you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know. Do you think it'll calm down in a sec? I think.
Nice. It gets excited at the beginning.
That's
Just
annoying. Sorry about that.
It does sound better now. That's all right. I mean, it worked out because the jingle played that long.
It just loses connection to the. I don't know. My browser loses connection with the mic somehow.
It's probably a StreamYard problem. So,
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it is StreamYard that loses it, loses the Roadcaster. Anyways, I don't want to get bogged down with negativity on our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's right. Congrats.
Congratulations. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we got some congratulations in the chats. From M352, congrats on 10 years. We'll be watching this later. Thanks for all the work y'all do as always. Y'all should do another swap cast with Tinfoil Hat, the Tinfoil Hat crew, and you guys are my all-time favorites. From Pete S. Ashamed to say money is so hard come to be in my life at present. Hard to come by. So I have yet to contribute to your funds. My apologies. But if it means anything, well done in your service and show. Thanks, Pete. It does mean something. Jesse says 3,652 days we've been podcasting, so that's exciting. The Amish Inquisition, congrats on 10 years. Here's to 10 more. Brian Core, who of course we palled around in Egypt with, says congratulations. Gear 2863 says chemtrails, and Karina Patch says congratulations. We're her favorite or his favorite podcast. So they have.
So I was afraid you were just going to misgender somebody there, and I was thinking we should do the Viva Fry thing. We should put out a disclaimer: no medical advice, no election fortification advice, like nothing like that. And he doesn't seem to get in trouble anymore. So all these people seem to be able to talk about crazy stuff on YouTube. So just for the YouTube censors and all that, we're not giving any advice here.
That's right. So we did. If I go over to the Rock film, I would shout out to Laura Ramsey, who gave us $50 tip. So thanks, Laura.
Wow, awesome. Thanks, Laura.
I'm trying to see if I can get my hands on the Rumble stream, since it might be that kind of show. But why don't you tell us what your favorite part of the last 10 years has been?
Me?
Well, I do that. Yeah.
I can find the Rumble stream if you want.
I already found it.
Okay.
I think.
Well, my favorite part is the meeting all the listeners and all the guests and the people. Like my physical life is sort of shrunk down, but obviously the online world and the people we meet at the trips, like just the friends that I've met in the last 10 years from doing the show. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's probably the best part for sure. We met a ton of great friends and along the way. And it was given this ability to do some different things and inspired us to do some different things on the side. So I would say that's good. I agree with that.
Yeah, and learning about all these different topics as well has been fun. And meeting the guests, of course. I mean, just for example, last night we had an amazing podcast night. So we had Dr. William Mackis from Canada. He's one of these guys pushing back against the COVID measures. We had him on Grimerica a lot, and then we had RJ Spina on the regular show. And it was just an amazing night of podcasting, like amazing conversations with amazing people. And that's when I feel like, wow, that's why we do this. It's incredible. I feel very grateful.
Can you see that if I put them up on the screen like that?
Yeah. I wouldn't put do you just select them to put them up there then?
Yes, I can pick them one at a time.
Okay.
Like here's one from Ryan from Kansas. He said,
Right.
"Hey, bud." So I put Grimerica into Chat GTP.
Oh, did you? Oh no, did you?
It says Grimerica is a podcast that covers a wide range of topics, including conspiracy theories, paranormal phenomena, alternative history, and spirituality. The podcast is hosted by Darren Grimes and Graham Dunlop, who interview guests and discuss various topics related to their areas of interest. The podcast has gained a large following over the years and has become a popular source of information and entertainment for those interested in alternative perspectives on the world around us.
I think you're behind me by a few months. Didn't I have a segment about this? Didn't Ryan and I make a whole podcast thing from Chat? This is before Chat GPT 4 came out. Even do you remember that?
No, I don't know. No, Ryan? Who? Kansas? Ryan from Kansas?
Ryan from Mexico.
Came on the show.
No, maybe I was talking about. Yeah, I think I did the Grimerica thing on the Chat GPT, but it was also starting a new podcast talking about ancient mysteries, and I read the whole thing, and I said, whose podcast is this or whatever?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No. Are you sure you didn't dream it?
Oh yeah, of course. I could probably look up the show notes and figure out what episode it was.
Do it. I'm saying you can't. I don't think I remember that.
Remember, it was about ancient mysteries and Atlantis and all that. And
how long ago?
Well, it was just before Chat GPT 4, probably like last fall, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, DC. Didn't DC give us a super chat last night?
I don't know. I think so.
Says here's to 10 more years.
Yeah, hopefully we'll do 10 more. I mean, it is weird thinking that like this is almost 20% of my life has been podcasting. Like I've been podcasting two-thirds through my recovery of 15 years.
25% of mine.
Yeah. It's weird when it adds up to that much time.
I would just need to do 20 more years and it could be half.
So sorry I interrupted you. Did it say anything else about us there on the chat GPT?
It says it's known for its open-minded approach to exploring unconventional topics and ideas. The hosts often invite guests who have unique perspectives or experiences to share, and they encourage listeners to think critically and question the mainstream narrative.
What?
Some of the topics covered on the podcast include UFO, Bigfoot, ancient civilizations, psychedelics, and spirituality. In addition to the podcast, Grimerica also has a website that features articles, videos, and other content related to the topics covered on the show. The website also has a forum where listeners can discuss the podcast and share their experiences and ideas. Overall, Grimerica is a podcast that appeals to those who are curious about the mysteries of the universe and are open to exploring unconventional ideas and perspectives. The hosts are engaging and knowledgeable, and the guests they invite are often fascinating and thought-provoking.
What? Wow, that's pretty solid.
That is not bad. I mean, that's nicer than I would have been.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Ryan, for your feedback there. Yeah, Darren's video is freezing a bit for me too. Yeah, I don't know what
I'm not freezing for me.
No?
So
That's
fine.
weird. I mean, you mentioned the chat GPT. I mean, you can understand why people are getting excited over it, right? Like I use that instead of Google now, and it just gives me an instant answer for certain things. Like when I'm looking up weird pronunciations for narration, I type it in and it just gives you an answer in like a second. Like I don't even know how it scrapes that fast and gets back to you. Like,
so does it say it?
No, it doesn't say it, but it gives me the syllables and the stress, like which you can't really find easily on Google. Like some words just aren't searchable. They just don't exist. And I know this one couldn't find one too, but it just finds it faster and gives it to you right away. Don't feed the bot. I know I worry about feeding the bot, but I mean, we kind of got to know what we're up against too.
Oh, who cares? I mean, everyone else is feeding it anyway.
So I just went through a deconstruction because I was going to talk about this Forbes article.
Forbes?
Yeah. Look at this. It's this beautiful Forbes cover, the magazine.
Nice.
And it says, Gary Nolan, he's that UFO guy. Science is an ever-evolving pursuit fueled by curiosity and the desire to understand the world around us. Orbology. It's got an article about Orbology 101, a comprehensive guide to understanding the complex nature of the phenomena of orbs. And it talks about exclusive interviews with top researchers and witnesses. So I said to my buddy Mike, I'm like, so is that disclosure? Like if Forbes talks about this, is it disclosure? Like, has it happened? And it's fake. I don't think it's real. It's fake. I looked it up to try and fact check it and I can't find it anywhere.
So it's a fake Forbes article?
I think so. A fake Forbes cover.
Huh.
Like, why would somebody do that? This is what we're dealing with, right? So now, I can't even take shit like that now. And, without just checking it. Because then you're spreading fucking misinformation, right?
Well, yeah, if it's just a screenshot, you can't just run on a screenshot.
Well, it's not it doesn't look like a screenshot. It looks like, a picture of the cover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
But
you can't trust anything.
Yeah, you can't trust anything. It's a good example of just like yeah. You might as well start with the assumption that everything's fake until you figure it out.
Might have always been fake.
So yeah, there's a question in there. Are you dudes ever going to do a Scablands like trip in Canada? We would like to do it on we could do it on motorbikes. Well, I don't know about motorbikes. But yeah, we want to do one like all the way, even I would say from Prince George all the way down to the border.
With Randall Carlson?
Yeah, but we haven't got it planned yet, but we're talking about it.
It's come up.
Yeah. Definitely
But
through
you
the
want-
Rockies and the Okanagan. It would be a good one. A lot of traveling, but
We do have a Canada event coming up in November, though. If you're just looking for a Canada Contact at the Cabin event, we have one from November 9th to 12th. Leaving from Calgary, Alberta to Invermere, BC for a couple of days with Brandon Powell and friends. I actually just got word that our buddy Anthony is going to be coming over from the UK.
no way. I gotta.
That one.
I think he sent us a little donation too for the 10-year. He's an amazing dude. And I got a note from him too, actually. I'm gonna just read it quickly. Happy 10th birthday, mate. I just sent you and Darren a present via PayPal. Anyhow, congrats on a decade of Grimerica. Enjoy the day and thanks for the best podcast out there. So it's humbling, man. It's unbelievable. Thanks everybody for putting in the chats. We have a Telegram. That's where a lot of people are. We also have a Gilded. The chats are they're in the show notes. The links are in the show notes.
I think all the links go there now. Grimerica.ca/chats. We'll get you there.
You think?
I'm sure it's all updated. Yeah. Try it out. See what happens.
All right.
My video's not freezing anymore. Everything has been fake for years. Yeah, well, it's sure starting to seem that way. It's all been the Truman Show. So what do you got for us?
Well, I got a bunch of emails, but I'm really excited just to get into the rat-a-tat-tat. I mean, I want to talk about people are loving your little segment, your border crossing gun segment. I mean, it's fantastic.
Well, I haven't crossed the border lately, so I have nothing to report. I have been doing some 3D printing, but I don't really want to talk about that because I'm pretty sure there's I just don't want to, that could be, I don't know, but it seems like trouble. So I did 3D print you a little moai for your 10-year anniversary.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You got a little joint.
Oh, nice. That looks pretty good.
Dude,
did you have to polish it up and stuff? And
no, that's just right off the printer. See?
Wow. Yeah, right that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, very cool. Nice. Thanks, buddy.
So if someone wants to buy one, I'll sell them to you for $100 because shipping that thing would be Shauna was like, why don't you just make them and sell them? I'm like, the margins are so low.
Yeah.
That it's not worth the time you spend standing in the post office.
Yeah. Yeah. Grimerica.ca/chats doesn't seem to be working, but it could be my computer. So I don't know. It took too long. Chat, not chats.
No, it should be chats. You're right.
That picture behind me, Bill Anderson, I think it's Luxor Temple from the Nile. If it's not Luxor, it's the one. What's the other one beside Luxor, Darren, or 3 miles away from it?
Karnak?
Yeah, it's either Karnak or Luxor, yeah.
I think that's Luxor was the one that was on the river, I thought.
Yeah. No, Ryan, we're not doing a open call-in shit show again. We'd rather just read your comments.
You can type them in. We don't have a phone anymore, so it's tough. What else you got for emails? I mean, I don't have any more rat-a-tat-tat stuff. I might have some stuff.
You said you were going to have an update for us on the lawyers and
I haven't heard back since I talked to
JCCF.
The JCCF, so I guess they're going to do their thing for a while. I mean, all that probably moves pretty slow, I'm assuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can't really talk about that part of it then?
Well, I've just left. It's all with them. They're going to get everything together.
Yeah.
And call me back.
Wasn't there a recent hoopla in the mainstream about getting rid of hunting rifles, or was that was that a resurrection of an old meme or something? But I saw something recently about Justin trying to get rid of hunting rifles.
Well, they might have been talking about going after the rifles. I just bought a new rifle, actually. An old one, an old 30-06.
Hmm.
I like the sales that nobody knows about because now they put in that new thing where it seems like they're doing some sort of weird backdoor registry almost where you have to get a transfer for every purchase, secondhand or otherwise. They're saying you do anyway, but I don't see how they know if you don't. But you know, if you go buy one from the store, they're definitely going to make you do. They're going to do that, and a lot of the secondhand guys are doing it too. So, luckily, I just found a good friend of mine. Not luckily for him, I believe his grandfather passed away. I believe it was actually a maid thing. And
Medical assistance in dying.
yeah. So now they're selling anyway some guns for sale. So I bought one. I bought a 30-06 because I don't have one yet.
Huh. You might have a problem there.
What kind of a problem?
An addiction.
Well, I don't know. It's just good to have one of each caliber kicking around. You know, you never know what kind of box of bullets you're gonna.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Buy a crate full of 30-06 and you don't have a 30-06. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to come down to. So, now things are, I think, looking good on the rat-a-tat-tat front in Alberta. I really think that Alberta could shake it up here over the next couple of years. Could get interesting.
So can you just summarize? You can't even summarize the fight or what you found, maybe to talk about that
Didn't we
at all, or-
already summarize it?
Yeah,
Did we summarize it? Did we summarize it?
yeah, we did already. I mean, it goes back a few episodes in the intros. We talk about Darren's
About
thing.
the
That,
treaty violations and the
yeah.
duty to consent the Indians that didn't happen. We talked about all that.
So you've got a Substack going to the Chiefs. And is that something you're going to put in there eventually? Like you're going to wait a little bit?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to put it in there until something's happening. I think.
Yeah. But that would be a an avenue for.
Because right now all the chiefs are riled up enough about C-21, the handgun legislation.
Huh.
So they might be preparing a lawsuit or something there on their own. I don't know. But I know that the AFN or whatever it is, not that I'm 100% sure I trust them. I tried to interview that head chief, and she said no. But I think those people are all it's all government funded, you know? I just don't trust any of it.
Yeah.
So maybe eventually if I get to the point where it's going to court, then that'd be a good network to have my hands on. So that's kind of ultimately why I put it together, I suppose. But for now, I'm just using it to send stuff out, disseminate information, do some more writing. It's a good audience to have. I mean, I think I got like 300 or 400 probably chiefs or council members from the various bands across Canada actively reading the Substack. So, you know, and then a couple hundred other people. So, I don't know. I think it's a good audience to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially pre blowing this whole thing up about the treaty rights and them sort of plowing over that in the government.
Yeah, and the next few years could get weird in Canada.
Yeah.
If things start to like break apart or split up, you know, let's see where the Indians going to fit into that.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen.
Yeah. Because I'm sure in some ways they'll be split too, right? Because there's people that get funding that just want to follow along with whatever the government's doing, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there's probably a bunch of people that are ambivalent, and who knows? I mean, that's the thing that would be interesting to know. Maybe the chat's link isn't working.
The chat's link. No, yeah. So anyways, if you do want to find the chats, there's a specific link to Gilded and to Telegram in the notes in this video. There should be. I think whatever platform I put all the notes in all these videos, so there should be there, whatever platform you're watching on, including podcast platform.
The button on the website is definitely updated.
So I'm going to read some emails in the meantime here. This is from JM. I swear we get a yearly from him. Hello, y'all. Greetings from Texas. How are y'all? It's awesome to see what you've all done and who you've all inspired, organized, and entertained over the span of 10 years. Thank you all for both staying together and keeping Grimerica going. Yes, we did stay together. I've got a couple I want to read about Douglas Vogt, but here's one from Dan. He picks some episodes of his favorites. My 3 picks are episodes that lead to other podcasts. So I don't know if I should read this. The interview with Scott Adams led me to his daily show, Coffee with Scott Adams. Sorry to hear that. The interview with John C. Dvorak led me to No Agenda. I can't believe I never listened
you were
before
listening
that.
to like Coffee with Scott Adams religiously for a while.
No, never. No, never. Just now and again. But yeah, he lost it somewhere along the way. It was a slippery slope.
He slipped down a slippery slope.
This is what happens when you ignore the slippery slope, or when you deny that the slippery slope exists. You slide right down.
Why are you distancing yourself? Is it because of the vaccine?
No, I'm I'm not distancing myself. I'm just not interested in what he has to say anymore, because he was a bit weird about the jab. Yeah. I was like, dude, whatever. You're not even making sense anymore. So
He went off the deep end on a couple of things.
yeah.
He's one of those guys that just can't admit defeat, cut his losses on something. Just keep digging.
Yeah. I can't believe I never listened before that, and glad you also interviewed Adam Curry and Sam Tripoli, who kills it with Tinfoil Hat. That's 2 people that have mentioned us in Tinfoil Hat. And do enjoy when you guys are on his show, Grimerica Plus. These are what I go for information of all types, what he goes to for information of all types. I always want to listen to the guests on Grimerica, even if I've already heard them on a different show. The perspective you guys have is always unique, and always love the openings to each episode. So much humor and info. Thank you and Darren for this awesome show. Well, thank you, Dan, I mean.
Thanks, Dan. And thanks, CMCG Gear 2863, $20. Been listening since 2015. Love the show. Favorite episode is when you talk to the guy who cracked the code on Shakespeare.
Oh.
Keep on who Shakespeare is. Keep it up. Love you guys. P.S. Shoot Bigfoot.
No, I was going to wear my Don't Shoot Bigfoot shirt.
You should.
Oh, you got yours on.
You should have. Does yours still fit? And of course, Bill hit us up for $100.
It's shrunk. Mine's shrunk a bit, but
that's it.
Bill hit us up. Who? Bill? Bill the Shill? Thanks, Bill.
Bill the Shill, the ultimate shill. I mean, he's been shilling for a long time. If he's an agent, he's stuck with us. He must think we're a real threat. Matt Austin says, "Yo, boys, what's this say from Mr. Freedom? What are your views on the UAP press conference, the NASA UAP press conference? Is that a thing?"
I had that. I had it to kind of go over it. I haven't seen it yet, but I did have it to talk about it a little bit on the show. So it's not going to be like an in-depth discussion, but I have it. Is it from, I think the Vice wrote about it or something. Key takeaways.
Vice go to business? Isn't that the funniest shit ever?
Yeah. And here I got a Vice. Somebody sent me a Vice.com article about it. Key takeaways from the first public meeting of NASA's Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Independent Study Team. Like, they're basically saying mysterious metallic orbs flying all over the world, Pentagon says at NASA UFO panel. So I was trying to listen to a bit of the end of it there. There's a guy talking about what they need NASA for. They need NASA to help with all the data and figuring out what data is good data and what data they need to figure shit out. It's I don't know. I don't know what to think. I mean, I guess I just don't trust anything right now still. So we'll see what happens. There's a link in the show notes. I'll put a link in the show notes when this is done about that. Maybe I'll it's quite in depth here.
What did they say?
The current existing data and eyewitness reports alone are insufficient to provide conclusive evidence about the nature and origin of every UAP event. Well, no fucking kidding, said study chair David Spergel during the meeting. They're often uninformative due to lack of quality control and data curation. See, it's just, seems like a smokescreen. Well, no kidding. I mean, you think you're going to have all the fucking answers? You can't even measure this stuff half the time. To understand UAP better, targeted data collection, thorough data curation, and robust analysis are needed. Such an approach will help to discern unexplainable UAP sightings. But even then, there's no guarantee that all sightings will be explained. Well, no shit, Sherlock. This is what they're coming to this is the last paragraph in this article about the conference. This is a typical example of the thing that we see most of, Kirkpatrick said during the Wednesday meeting. We see these all over the world, and we see these making very interesting apparent maneuvers. This one in particular, however, I would point out, demonstrated no enigmatic technical capabilities and was no threat to airborne safety. So, I don't know, did they mention shooting laser beams together and talking through them? Like we mentioned, like we talked about. Well, we talked about it on the Dave Zed show, right? I mean, there's this white van that travels around, and if you point two lasers together, it creates this fucking orb phenomena, and they can move it all around, jerking in and out of the sky, and they can project voices through it.
Well, I have
speculation, but I mean, I wonder if that's being brought up.
I have an unpopular opinion about Mr. Zed.
You can say it here.
Oh yeah, I did. I'm gonna. It's that I think he's a spook. Straight up. I don't know. He might not even know he's a spook.
Oh, what?
He might not know. I think they could kind of like, what's that other dude's name? The Area 51 guy.
Bob Lazar?
Yeah. There's a chance he didn't know he was a spook, you know? Like he was a patsy.
Yeah, maybe.
Or they let you in, show you some stuff, you know, or and then just get you out there spinning, you know, just the way he came on the scene and sort of you know, too much, bro. It's too much.
I love it.
Like, oh yeah, my day job's at the Department of Defense, and then I come home and podcast to you guys about it. Everyone's just fucking fine with it.
Because I cracked gravity in the basement, right? I mean,
yeah.
So but he seems to be very good at discerning what he can say and what he can't say. I mean, he does seem to have a handle on it, though.
What you got Patreon for if you crack gravity? I feel like that's worth a couple of bucks.
Well, he didn't want to sell out, right?
You can still fucking sell your non-gravity to him, you know, that's got a million uses, moving stuff.
Yeah, but dude, if you don't play ball, they're just going to shut you down. I mean, this is why Malcolm Bendall's been sort of hiding himself all around the world, because they're coming after him. They're actively trying to assassinate him.
Are they? They're trying to assassinate Bendall?
Well, that's what he says. I mean,
I'm behind on this. I didn't know. Are we in danger?
Well, I told you. I asked you if you were ready. Are you ready for this? Like, that's what I meant by that. Like, are you ready to get involved in this?
Bro, I'm ready.
Now that's gonna get us
more ready.
We finally got rid of our strikes, and
you can show guns on YouTube, dude.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I watch channels of people shooting stuff like watermelons, or they'll go buy like a pork roast from this. I would love to have that YouTube channel where people just pay you, because you know, then you can go buy a bunch of guns. It's a write-off, so you're buying them with your YouTube channel money instead of paying taxes, and a bunch of ammo, and then just go out and film yourself shooting shit. They put it in like super slow motion. They'll grab like a pork roast. You
just can't trust YouTube for anything like this anymore. Those days are gone. Like, you might get it, but they're just gone.
It'd be fun though.
Yeah, I guess if you like shooting guns.
I do. I enjoy shooting. Yeah. Why? You know, it's a good skill to have. There's no point in having the guns if you're not gonna be proficient with them.
I agree with that.
The trick goes down, and then you're just a fucking idiot. Useless.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't got yourself a shotgun yet.
I'm not getting myself a shotgun.
Just a weekend course.
No, I'm just gonna get, like you said, a hand crossbow and a pellet gun. That's where I'm gonna go that route. Those are gonna be my weapons. What?
If you shot me with a pellet gun after I fucking got it away from you, I would beat you to death with the fucking butt end of it. But that little crossbow thing, that would probably kill you. If you hit him you'd have to hit him in the head or the heart. Otherwise, it's just gonna piss him off again.
Yeah, but I know, but that's all you're trying to do. Most of the time, you just need to piss somebody off, or or just scare them away.
Hopefully,
for the most part, the pellet gun, the one that you showed me, dude, looks super scary. It doesn't. You don't even have to fire it. You just have to brandish it.
Oh yeah, if you get one of those ones, that might work because that would really hurt like 30 times in a row, really fast. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
No,
but it's still too fast though. I need a slower version. Do you get a scary looking slower version?
Well, it depends on how quick you want to pull the trigger.
Well, no, you said it's the speed of the thing and through the air isn't that the constraining
Oh,
factor?
I think we could get away with saying it's, they're not gonna,
you can't.
no. Border guard was
see.
looking it up because he was looking to bust my ass for something. This is after 2 hours.
No, I wouldn't want to chance it.
Well, it says online that this could go up to like 25 feet over what the legal thing is, but then you just say, well, I don't know. I bought it in the States and brought it back, and sorry.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, if you're gonna go the sort of try and stay into the legal route, like try and find that loophole, then you got to stay within the loophole. Like, there's no point.
Who are you like letting in your house to look for guns to find a BB gun and say that it's shoots a little too fast?
Well, no. Okay. If we had to defend ourselves, right?
With a BB
I'm not letting anybody in. That's the point. What?
With a BB gun.
Well, if we had to, and we had to shoot it and fire it, and I hurt somebody or took their eye out,
so
then I'm gonna get in trouble because it's an illegal BB gun.
A BB gun, dude. They're not fucking incapacitated on the floor, man.
Dude, my aim is so precise. I'm gonna take their eye out, right?
You're not taking anyone's eye out. This is, again, if you haven't shot, you'll be lucky to hit them, let alone take their eye.
What do you mean if I haven't shot? I mean, obviously I'd practice with it.
Would you?
Well, yeah, I would know how to use it. I mean, so my point is that you're going to get in trouble anyways for hurting somebody in Canada. If you're defending your property and you hurt somebody, you're going to get in trouble anyways. But I'd rather get in trouble with a legal weapon than an illegal weapon.
A bunch of rubber bullets for my 9. That's my fucking take too. I'm gonna light them up with a bunch of rubber bullets, and they're gonna shit themselves.
Yeah. Well, could I do? See, I couldn't even do that, right? Like,
no, you can't. It's got gunpowder.
But
if you went through a fucking 1-day course, you could. Actually, I think the rubber bullets for the handgun might be illegal. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that, but you can't get a handgun anymore anyway.
Yeah.
At least not for now. That could bounce back yet. But you could. That's what I'm saying. You could just get a shotgun because then you don't have to aim good. And you could get some of them rubber bullets if you want. It's only a 6-hour course, bro.
No, yeah, no, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to.
So this is like this isn't a course thing or anything like that. This is an actual, this is like what is it, a personal philosophy against the guns? Is it
I just never liked guns. I just don't really want to have one there. I don't know.
But you want a BB gun?
Well, because then I can pretend that I have a gun.
You want
to
don't have a gun that's as close to a gun as possible without having a fucking gun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the super chat, Willie. Willie Stubb. I think you should just get yourself a shotgun.
No. I
want to go anyway, so you guys could go together.
Maybe.
Because I told her I was going to take it again with her, but I already have it, so I'd really just be paying $100 to take it just to go sit there. But if you could take my place, and I'll even pay for you.
Do you need a gun before you go, or can you just use their guns?
Like you don't shoot. It's pretty much just like
theory,
and then at the end you go in the back room and they'll have a couple guns there that you'll have to play with, but they've already shown you how to do everything. But there's a couple of main things when they do that thing in the back is don't point the gun at buddy. Make sure, like in the handgun course, a couple people failed because they're like pointing the fucking gun all over the place. With a handgun, it's pretty easy to get that barrel pointed in the wrong direction pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it's super chill. I mean, you'd have no trouble at all with it. You don't actually shoot. It's all in class.
And that's your pal right there?
And that's your pal. And then, well, then it takes 2 months, but then you get it after that. It take 2 months to come in the mail and stuff. But
that's efficient.
Could be longer now.
That's efficient.
Yeah,
you can get a passport quicker than that.
But then you just get a little shotgun. And
all right, you might have talked me into it.
And then we could get you into hunting birds with the shotgun.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not into shooting guns. Like, I just want one for the room that I don't have to worry about locking up and all that. Right? I don't have to follow all these stupid rules. I just have a hand crossbow by the bed just in case.
Who says you have to follow the rules? I mean, I just don't understand how you just like you're okay breaking all these COVID rules.
No, because this is
at the border, but you're worried about what's going on in your bedroom.
Well, because this is different. I mean, the guns are different because they're actively trying to. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
The only reason I keep my guns locked up like I do is because I got kids.
No, but you're supposed to. I see what you're saying. So you wouldn't worry about it
around here. I'd have a fucking revolver in my nightstand that was fucking loaded because no one's ever coming to check. And if they do it, I'm telling them to get the fuck off my property. But I got a bunch of kids running around here. You've got a bunch of adults over there where you don't have to worry about it falling into the wrong hands.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got a fingerprint safe. So I can pop mine out pretty quick if I need to. But I got to worry about a bunch of little hands running around.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shot with my own gun.
So I've been saving up an email here from the fellow that's, I think he's from the UK. He's been listening from episode 1 all the way up. Do you remember? Remember he was trying to get there by Christmas and then he was a little slower.
We get it by the 10-year?
We get an update every now and then. So I've been saving this one for a 10-year. So this is from Wayne. Hey guys, glad to say I'm nearly caught up. And I heard you read out my emails on Friday, episode 576. You must be doing something right to keep my attention for this long. Change update is Darren's calmed down a lot in my view, since he has become more self-sufficient. And Graham seems to be a little more dubious if things when he isn't all in. Was thinking of canceling my Patreon and starting the Outlawed, but can't seem to find episodes before 100-ish, and wondered if once I pay, will I be able to get them on Spotify to keep me going? Actually, I don't know. Can you get Outlawed subscription on Spotify?
Can't get Plus on Spotify, I don't think.
No. So our Outlawed Plus, the second half.
But you will get all the episodes.
You will get all the episodes, but you'd probably need a podcast app, right? Besides Spotify, I guess.
Correct.
Or you can go to the website and listen on the website. Or from now on, you can go to Locals or to Substack, and the full videos on those now. Just recently. So he says, I had a little peek at a video you guys were on and finally saw what you look like and was obviously surprised. I wasn't expecting Graham to look like Bob Odenkirk's double from Nobody. And if it wasn't for all the guns on the wall behind Darren, I would have thought he was from Bob's Burgers. Just kidding. Love you guys and keep up the good work.
Some people don't know the guns is a green screen.
I think he knows.
So is he caught up then?
I guess he's just about caught up. He's caught up to the point where we were reading his emails.
Great. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So he's probably like 20, 25 episodes back.
Have you got any more emails?
Yeah, I got two about the Douglas Vote episode, which is our Outlawed episode. It just came came out last weekend, so it's the latest release. The new one coming out is going to be amazing. That's with Dr. William Mackus. That's coming out this weekend, which is June sort of 2nd, 3rd-ish. But the one before was Douglas Vogt, and he's that guy from Diehold, the scientist from Diehold. He's been working on this stuff for decades. So I got a couple emails about him. So this is from Mike. He says, when listening to your podcast with Douglas Vogt and his talk about the pole reversal, I was intrigued with the 12,000 year reference. We see this a lot in so many ancient history theories. I wanted to tie in the idea about Planet X or Nibiru. I've heard some talk about how Planet X shows up about every 12,000 years. Could it be that Planet X causes a gravitational shift that pushes the shift of our poles? Maybe this is the reason why so many people see these regular 12,000 year climate pole reversal cycles. Now I just started listening to this podcast, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any reference to this in the subject. Thanks for your time. And I don't think there is, and I don't know what he would think about that. But it is interesting if it's got that same 12,000 year, like the half of the great year cycle.
12,400 something, I guess. No, 12,000.
Well, his is 12. Doug says 12,068. Whereas I think like the Randall, the great year one's a little bit longer than that. 12,000.
Be a lot. It would be 2592.
20, yeah, something like that.
Divided by 2 would be 12,5 plus another 2. It's like 12,7. No, that's still not right. It'd be like 12,9.
12,952, maybe. That's seems right.
12,952, maybe.
So the other one here is from Jeff. He says, "Hey Graham, thank you for setting me up on Substack. It worked great, and I watched part 2 of the Vote episode. Holy shit! I don't have more than a layman's perspective on physics, chemistry, or cosmology, but I think I understood Vote's main premises. He seems credible. I watched Vote's episode 4J, which he mentioned in your conversation. He dives deeper into nova action from our sun causing Earth magnetic pole and rotation reversal, freshwater erosion channels in the east-facing continental shelves, and some info about electromagnetic frequencies that went a bit over my head. One thing really caught my attention, the electromagnetic toroidal structure. Vogt says it contains a Torah alphabet code and is a portal that allows the carbon atom to emerge into our dimension. This is the same toroidal structure that Randall Carlson's inventor friend claims can provide nearly limitless energy when collapsed to a 0 point under certain conditions. Wow, I'm really paying attention now. Anyways, thanks to you and Darren for all you do. I first heard you on Sam Tripoli's tinfoil hat. It's coming up again 7 or 8 years ago, and I've been a fan ever since. I contributed a little through Patreon and the Outlawed sub, and I sent a few greenbacks your way when some D-bag crashed his car into Darren's garage. It's not about the money, but I know it helps. I'll try to kick some more value your way for the immense value Grimerica brings us. You guys also turned me on to No Agenda, and I'm going to try to make a CAC event during the next year. Wishing you much success in your full-time gig as podcaster and audiobook narrator. Thanks, Jeff.
Resist
Awesome.
me much.
Yeah.
Hey, weren't we supposed to have Adam on again?
No, I don't think so.
He was going to unveil his new teeth on the show. And now we're doing video. We could actually unveil his teeth.
I wonder what he would think of that. Does he do video with those other people? I guess so, eh?
He said
Oh, yeah,
on
he
our
does.
show that he would unveil his teeth on our show. He was
Oh, did he?
disappointed we didn't have video, remember?
Right.
Which was probably just a couple weeks before we went back. Hey, thanks, Jerry. Cthulhu says congrats.
Oh, hey, Jer. Yeah. We'll be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays. It seems like that's going to be sort of the regular rotation. It might be like every second week eventually, but for the next while in June, we'll probably have like multiple shows on Tuesday and Thursday.
So, hey, did you join Buddy's course? Are you doing the manifestation course?
I haven't looked into it yet, but I might. I seriously might, yeah.
That's like a week and a half, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a physical hard copy of that book here. So what we're talking about is RJ Spina's course. Yeah. What books are you guys narrating? Wow. Check out adultbrain.ca. The latest one that came out was called Malleus Maleficarum, which is the hammer of the witches. That's the Catholic Church's sort of the guide on how to
World Brain came out.
prosecute and
Burn witches.
kill burn witches. I had another word there in my head. It's a pretty crazy book. The Secret of Plato's Atlantis just came out, and The World Brain just came out on Audible. That was out before on YouTube. So there's our YouTube channel too, Adult Brain Publishing. We've got some vampire chronicles on there, some old stories about vampires from the 1800s. And lots of like H.G. Wells stuff, George Bernard Shaw, Blavatsky, lots of like history of spirituality, history of spiritualism, history of the supernatural, history of magic, ancient Egypt, Charles Fort's, all his books. Yeah, check him out.
Every 3,600 years for Nibiru.
Ah, that's interesting.
Wasn't that when the Anunnaki came and fucking mined the place for gold too? That stuff was all fun. We should do some of that stuff again.
Yeah, you want to do that stuff again? Sure.
Might as well. I mean, we could do enough healing stuff. I think we could go do some of that. And I think that the outlawed sort of scratches the going after the state itch. You know?
Yep.
You know who'd be fun to get on would be that David Hatcher.
Yeah. He's mentioned a lot by Archaics, Jason at Archaics. He really likes his research. He mentions him a lot. Yeah, maybe I'll add him to the list too. Yeah.
Do it.
So any of your favorite episodes or parts of the last 10-year journey?
Favorite episodes?
See, nothing's coming up for Adult Brain. That happened. That's the second time now. It should be Adult Brain Publishing. It should be one word, Adult Brain, one word, and then publishing, I think. And there's a link in the show notes
also
too.
website. Adultbrain.ca. I don't know. No, I have a bunch of favorites. I'd say. I mean, the whole Resonance crew was fun. Those are fun shows. The Shakespeare guy was fun. Alan Green. John McAfee. I mean, Randall Carson is a hell of a list. Because we were getting to talk to Randall back in the day when we were still just like, it was all fresh, you know? Now we take it for granted.
Yeah.
He just got back from cruising around with him for another week.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jerry. You beat me to it.
Mostly the gang, though. We got to get gang going, and the side stuff we managed to get together. All that was.
Did you read Trevor's? Did you read Trevor's comments about the Resonance gang?
No.
In the Telegram. Like he went down that whole thing. He's been just going back and cherry picking all our old episodes, not all our old episodes, some of our old episodes that he likes, and sort of doing them in categories in a way, and then talking to people in the chats about it. So he was talking about all those people from the Resonance Foundation, and he did all those, and he said, "Wow, you guys did amazing job with all those people." Sort of, up front ahead of it, but it wasn't ahead. It didn't feel like it was ahead of anything at the time.
We never did get our art crystals.
What?
We never did get our art crystals.
Yeah.
I was looking at them again the other day. They're like $1,600.
Wow.
That was probably in relation to that, actually.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It might have been at the end of that spiel in the Telegram.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a waste of money, I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, if you're going to buy a crystal or a pendant, I mean, those are, the ultimate ones, really.
But I'm not interested in buying a crystal or a pendant unless it's like going to add value. which they say it does. But I don't know. I'm not sold. I'd like to hear from someone. What does Brian say? You still talk to Brian.
Well, I haven't talked to him about the art crystal.
Ask him what he thinks.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Ask him if he thinks it's a good investment.
I think he might be disillusioned about some stuff going on with that whole thing.
Like he's sick of it.
No, I wouldn't say that. Just
what else you got?
Well, I mean, I wanted to talk about this parallel system. Like, I feel like talking about solutions a little bit and some of the parallel stuff. And I mean, because I've been kind of keeping track of some of these things. And I mean, we've talked about it on the show a little bit. We talked about it with Dr. William Mackis a little bit on Outlawed, but the Canadian COVID Care Alliance, for example, is a website this is just for resources if people want to sort of follow the new paradigm of health and wellness from sort of a mainstream perspective, like not super alternative, but a bunch of the doctors and the scientists that have sort of been gathering together, sort of going against the narrative. So the COVID Care Alliance, there's a link in the show notes for that. And they're sort of expanding, it seems to be quite a bit. They used to do like weekly Zoom calls with scientists and doctors, and they're a great resource. Prevention and treatment, early treatment, health and wellness, integrative therapy, long COVID, natural immunity, and then the jab injuries, the tracking, all that kind of stuff. Then there's My Health Directory, which is another one, myhealthdirectory.ca, which is a way to discover the best professional health services in one place. So you can go through categories on what you're looking for and search by location. There's the Canadian Health Alliance, which I think is affiliated with the World Health Alliance, which is sort of like, I mean, we don't. This is probably going to get us in trouble. I mean, because the channel. I mean, we're on all these different channels right now, but the YouTube one is obviously following the WHO stuff, and this is the opposite of WHO, right? So this will.
I don't think whispering helps. It's kind of cute though.
I thought maybe the algos might not pick it up the same if I whisper it.
I don't know.
What if I talked like that, like the WHO?
Last night's episode got my Facebook suspended. So
I want to talk about that too. Yeah. So you're sure it's that? That's what it was. So
I showed that post and it said the regulated goods. I mean, I don't know what else. We didn't talk about selling guns or anything.
So that was a direct result of us having Mackis on, because we stream everywhere we can, basically, except for, we don't play around with YouTube with the outlawed streams, but.
And you had it in the title again.
I had what in the title?
Something about COVID.
Well, because I didn't think we were going to any risky places. I mean, we're doing Rumble and Locals and Rockfin Facebook. And Substack. What?
And Facebook.
I know, but I mean, I just don't even think about that.
They've affected me personally.
Well, why are you on Facebook personally anyways? I mean, really?
Because I'm a meme lord. Hello.
You're a meme lord. I knew you were going to say that.
Did you?
So, about the Canadian Health Alliance. It's a nonprofit collaboration of healthcare professionals and concerned citizens from across Canada. We understand that health is not a one-size-fits-all. It's about honoring each individual's inherent right to quality healthcare founded in integrity. So I think they're connected with the World Health Alliance, which is somebody that I've kind of wanted to get on the show too, from sort of in their organization. And then there's also the Wellness Company, which is the newer one which Dr. Mackis is a part of. And they've really sort of created some supplements that help detox the stuff, right? The stuff that might be stuck in you and coagulating and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different support formulas, like healthy heart and muscle, mito support formula, blood sugar formula, spike support, strong bone formula. And I mean, I love Mackis's his take on like what he would like to do with the healthcare system in Alberta. That's fantastic. And so the guys that are on the chief medical and scientific board are Dr. Paul Alexander, who's going hard in the paint as well, Dr. Mark Trozzi, Dr. Roger Hodgkinson. He's the guy that you played his video on YouTube a couple of years ago and got our channel striked for that. And Dr. Julie Panas. So
I think there's a warning, wasn't it? That might be the one that's still up there. The warning still displays from like 2020.
Yeah, maybe you're right. So, I mean, this is great. I mean, there's
pathologist or whatever.
The
They
what?
freaked out. I mean, it's hard to believe that was 3 years ago.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. So I love seeing these doctors and scientists stand up to what's happening, and they're creating their own sort of parallel systems, and they have, good ideas about, medical ethics and stuff like that. There's also I Recover, post-jab treatment, an approach to managing post-jab syndrome. That's from February 2023. And that's COVID19criticalcare.com. And there's a whole paper here on that, a huge one talking about all this. So what else do I have?
It's like you're trying to get us a strike.
That's about it. Oh, then there's also drleemerritt.com. Check her out. She's like, what I would do if I was jabbed to avoid or correct problems. This is her opinion and does not constitute official medical advice. But anyways, she's got a whole thing, drleemerritt.com, a whole solution thing here. I think it's important for people if they want it, there's resources out there. If they want to get away from the system, because if you go to your doctor, a lot of them, like we heard last night on the show, a lot of them are just saying, well, it's in your head, or they're kind of ignoring what's going on. They're not accepting what's happening. So there are resources out there for people. There's a ton of them.
What percentage of our audience do you think is jabbed?
40?
Think it's that high?
30? 50?
I'd say 20.
It's more for family members and people. Like, this is the official stuff that you can send people, It's as close to sort of mainstream science as you're going to get without being on that side. Is the way I would sort of explain it.
Steve Lynch says 10%. I mean, I don't know anyone, even in our little group,
I do, because I had multiple people tell me they weren't, and they went, and they did in the end.
In the
multiple friends and family.
Well, no, yeah, but that's, I mean, in our listeners though, all the people in the chat say, what percentage of the people in the chat? It's gonna be less than 10 in the chats, unless it's the lurkers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe it is. Let us know if you're a listener who's jabbed and it's like, fuck, I made a terrible decision. Or maybe you're like, fuck you, I made the right decision. But I feel like if you're jabbed, it'd be hard to be listening to us still. You'd just be sick of our shit.
I mean, we did sort of have to pick a side through this whole thing. So I know we alienated half the audience at one point.
We picked a side before it happened, so.
Yeah.
We've already drawn our line in the sand on vaccinations.
Yeah.
This won't be on YouTube long.
What?
This won't be on YouTube long.
We
talked about too much shit.
We'll see. I did say that disclaimer at the beginning, so maybe that'll help.
What'd you say?
I said no medical advice. This is no medical advice. No election fortification advice. I mean, if Viva Fry can do it, then we can do it. Oh, sorry to hear that, Jay Birchtree.
Well, we didn't. So, two more people. And probably Steve right above you. What else you got for our 10-year anniversary, buddy?
I don't know. That's about it, I guess.
Should we wrap it up? I mean,
sure.
I'm looking forward to, I think, just keeping going and seeing where everything. Oh, here we go. We got Macrodose I got jabbed out of fear, permanently injured with never-ending tinnitus. And oof. almost in an inflammatory skin condition immediately following inoculation. Almost offed myself from the piercing screech. I thought I was doing my part for the immune compromised.
He's
That's macrodose. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Check out Graham's links if you want to. Maybe you can like fix up some of that. We're sorry to hear that. We wish you the best. It was tough out there. I mean, it was tough out there. It's hard to really remember now how awkward it got in some places. I remember like sitting out front of the grocery store, like having to like get revved up to go shopping because it's like, fuck, everyone's going to be staring at me for 20 minutes or 25 minutes while I'm in here. You know, you're always risking a confrontation just for not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
What you going to do? Well, I guess we could wrap it up then.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. It's been a good 10 years.
It's been a good run. I mean, I think we could get a couple more in us. If you guys like the show, of course, we got a few super chats during the live stream. We appreciate that. Because you guys could always head over to grimerica.ca/support, sign up for a monthly or make a one-time donation if you do enjoy our interviews. I mean, our lazy ramblings, our interviews, whatever you're getting out of it, you know, head over to grimerica.ca/support today. Send something back our way. It's probably worth mentioning that the Contact at the Cabin website is all updated now and through Eventbrite. If people want to check that out, we've got a few events up now. I mean, we got the one coming up in Canada in the fall with Brandon Powell. We got the Mojave Desert Exploration trip with Bruce Silva and them down. And then we got Magic on the Mountain coming up again down in Shasta. We're going to do it a little warmer this time too, so that should be good. And of course, Adult Brain.
Well, hang on. Before you leave the events, like we need everybody here to listen to this, like the eclipse, the path of totality in Texas Hill Country, the festival.
All right, I forgot
the
about
eclipse. Like we haven't got the tickets out yet, but they're coming. It's going to be amazing with $50 Dynasty, Uncharted X. Darren's probably going to MC it. So look forward to those tickets. It's going to be incredible.
Esoterica, Path of Totality. I think it's supposed to be on sale this month. So we're just like ironing out the final details. We'll have 500 tickets for sale. It'll be all camping. So it'll be a camp out festival. It'll be staged, bunch of bands, total eclipse, bunch of Grimericans, Brothers of the Serpent folks. What do they call themselves over there? Snakes?
I'm not sure.
And of course, the mighty Ben from Uncharted X is collaborating with us on that as well. So
I think Dave Matheson will be there too.
He'll be there doing a presentation. But there'll definitely be a ton of bands, a ton of good times. Path of Totality, Total Eclipse. I think it's the last one in North America for like 100 for the rest of the century, pretty much. I think the next one's in like maybe 2098 or some crazy shit. So you might want to make it. You might want to make ours where we'll have a bunch of bands, a bunch of good people. We do have a hard stop at the 500. There's probably 100 people on the wait list so far that will email out with the opportunity to get a ticket.
There'll be some volunteer spots too.
A week or so before, there'll be some work spots, but it's going to be a time down in Texas, and it's looking like it'll be a few days. We'll get there before the eclipse. We'll get there the day before, check in Sunday morning, I think. Bands all day Sunday, eclipse Monday, bands Monday, leave Tuesday so you can skip the traffic on either end of this thing. And you can check it out with the likes of us and the Snakes and everyone else. So watch for that. We'll email you or we'll let you know on the show, but it is coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's limited availability. A bunch of people are going to want to go to it. And I think it's cheap. So it's looking like it's like $1,500 all in. So We'll have a bunch of food trucks there, a bunch of vendors. It's our first crack at an actual festival, music festival. It could be an annual thing is the hope. So next year won't be the eclipse, or the year after won't be the eclipse, will be something else.
And it's not just a music festival, because it's sort of like, it's also kind of like it's like in a podcast genre in a way, because you got Dave Matheson and Uncharted X, and yeah, so it's not just music the whole time.
No, exactly. It's just like it's a festival of arts. Or something. Like, but festivals aren't music the whole time either, I feel like. I've been to a lot.
Yeah, no, they're pretty much all day, all night, I think. Or at least the EDM ones are. I don't know about these other ones. That's so funny. Jay Birchtree put in a total eclipse of the musical arts. Yeah, I thought of like a total eclipse of the art as a name for it, but just
total eclipse of the heart. I told Kyle that he has to learn how to cover that.
That's a tough one. Bonnie Tyler.
Maybe you can sing it.
It's probably one of the toughest songs to cover ever.
Of all time.
I tried it in the car a while back.
As someone who plays no musical instruments.
Dude, I tried it in the car a while back, and it was really hard to sing.
Just because you couldn't sing it.
Well,
you're not a singer. I mean, so it's
my own way. I can't have an opinion on how hard a song is to cover. Like,
no, not if you're not a musician. I don't think.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, we'll find out how
I don't think I can even have an opinion on it, because I'm not enough of a musician.
Total eclipse of the pod. That's a good one.
Why don't you do a little album for us?
Mm-mm.
You didn't even sing at karaoke, did you?
Well, no, because we didn't have karaoke that time. I was all ready. I had my songs picked out. I was actually psyching myself up to do it.
What songs?
Going to California.
Sing it now.
Led Zeppelin. No,
I could pipe in the music right now.
No.
I could put the words on the screen, and you could have your moment for the 10-year anniversary. What do you say?
No, I'm not prepared. My voice is. I've been narrating all day. I can't do it. I've been narrating all day.
How much money worth of super chat? How big of a super chat?
No, but
$500 for $500.
But maybe I'll record it. Maybe I'll record it or something.
For $500.
No, maybe I'll record it or something.
I could put on the Led Zeppelin music. You could sing that other song you wanted to do too. You could do both of them back to back.
Which other one?
Remember your one? You had words written out and everything.
Stairway to Heaven. Oh yeah,
I stumbled upon them in Evernote before you told me about it. I was like, oh my god, this guy is such a dork.
It was about.
I forget what it was titled, but
it was about Canada's MAID program. It was called Stair Lift to Heaven, and it's a lady who's sure that who's getting injured and all that.
Where is the? Do you have the words handy?
Well, I mean, I could probably find them in Evernote if I think I wrote them in the notes. So let me just try and find it here quickly. I was sort of stuck on a couple things. Like, you're not sure if you go to the rhymes or you go to a meaningful, like, when you're stuck on a note there. I should try and search it.
Go to the rhymes.
You always go. Well, no, because he wanted to mean something too, right?
Yeah.
Stair Lift to Heaven. There it is. There's a lady still sore after all she's paid for, and she's buying a stair lift to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the sores are not closed, with a word, she can get what they made for. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, because sometimes health has two meanings. In a fee by the crooks, there's a doctor who sings, sometimes all of our pains are misgiven. There's a feeling I get. There's a what?
You hear the music?
No, I can't. No.
Really?
There's a feeling I get when I took that first jest, and my spirit is crying for healing, and my thoughts I have seen spikes of protein, and the choices of those who stand looking. Ooh, it makes me wonder. Ooh, really makes me blunder. And it's Trudeau that swoons if we all take the rune. Then the Freeland will lead us to treason, and a new day will dawn for those with pure blood, and the sorest will echo with flattery. If there's a sudden in your death blow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a crime against humanity. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's no time to change the road you're on.
There you
I
go.
can't hear it.
You still can't hear it? Even on the Bluetooth?
No, I can't. I'm not going to do it.
All right.
Your head is humming and it won't go. In case you don't know, the Reaper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the truth though? And did you know your stair lift sits on the whispering lies? And as we wind down the road, our doctor is taller than our soul. There walks a lady we all know who shines white light and wants to heal. How everything that turns to pain, and if you listen very hard, the truth will come to you at last. When all are one and one is all. To be able to rock, to be able to walk and not to roll. And she's buying a stair lift to heaven.
Well done, sir. What other songs have you done?
That's it.
What about the Tiny Hands one?
Oh, that was funny too. Yeah, that was like that was supposed to be for Trump. That was supposed to be a jingle for Trump, right? Elton John's Tiny Hands instead of Tiny Dancer, Tiny Hands, sir.
Do you have the words handy?
No, I didn't get past the chorus.
I remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
maybe I'll record that one day. I'll record it as a karaoke because I do like singing that song.
we'll put it out. Maybe it'll get
It's one of my goals is to get over my fear of singing in front of people. That is one of my goals. Like I'm conscious. Like that's why I was all fucking ready to go at the CAC. I was like, okay, I've got my song picked out. Going to California. I got a couple, favorites that I could sing.
Well, we should do a karaoke episode.
No,
Yeah.
I'd rather just like record it in studio and
Really bump it out there. We can remix it a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
All right, guys. Grimerica.ca/support if you can, when you can. It's how we got to 10 years was because there's, a few hundred people that chose to support us over that time. And if we're going to do 10 more, we're going to need a few hundred more just to jump on the ship and help us keep going, keep growing, and keep on podcasting. Head over to GrimericaOutlaw.ca. We got almost 200 shows over there. Now, if you're into the conspiracy stuff, we do a lot of that stuff over there, especially. And adultbrain.ca or Adult Brain Publishing for the YouTube channels. All those books, I think we're up to 94 books or something, available on Audible and every place else. The CanadianShame.ca, you can get all my books for free. You can get the ebooks for free or the audiobooks for free on YouTube, or you can buy them as well. Both the audiobooks are on Audible, and the ebooks and the paperbacks are out there as well. Ebooks, or you can get them for free, like I say, on CanadianShame.ca. CanadianShame.substack.com is where I've been doing the Indigenous Opinions publications. What is there? Anything else? Contactthecabin.com for all the trips. Is that it?
I think that's about it. Yeah. Just the Substack. Like, if you want to see videos of Outlawed, Substack and Locals, that's the other way. Like, that's kind of what we're doing to match the subscriber based model of the Grimerica Outlawed audio. So there's the audio in the podcast format, but you can also go to Substack and Locals to see the full videos.
All right, there you have it. Check out all that stuff, guys. Keep on. Thanks for listening for 10 years. Thanks for helping us get this far, and hopefully stick around for 10 more and see where we're at. It'll be interesting to see where the world's at in another 10 years. It's been a wild decade, so we're only halfway through, not even halfway through the 20s yet, a third of the way.
What an amazing time to be alive in
I might have
podcasting.
power by the end of the 20s, and I might have nothing and be happy. Probably not, though. All right. We love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.